Tonight we're going to be having a terrific evening. Cantor Victor Geigner is from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and he currently resides there. He attended the Seminario Rabbinico Latino Americano at the School of Chazanim in Buenos Aires. During the first 10 years of his career, the School of Chazanim in Argentina had not been founded yet. So Cantor Geigner owes his own traditional training to the invaluable teachings of Chazanim, who were his first teachers. Chazan Geigner has taken on numerous cantorial roles in a variety of cities and countries, including Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile. Here in the state of Florida, Cantor Geigner has held pulpits in Fort Myers and in Lakeland. He's performed on in numerous concerts, including at the Corrientes Avenue Theater in Buenos Aires, the Comunidad Israelita de Santiago in Santiago, Chile, and the Bialik congregation in Buenos Aires, just to name a few. And he served as both a cantor and educator in a variety of pulpits. Cantor Geigner is fluent in English, Hebrew, and Spanish, and he understands Yiddish. He plays the guitar and the ukulele. Chazan Geigner has a reputation of being both warm and energetic. He's able to build strong and productive relationships with staff and congregants of all ages. As a cantor, his personal goal is to reach people with his liturgical and musical skills. He wants to teach and inspire our congregation to pray and to feel connected to the prayers. We're delighted to welcome Cantor Geigner as our Chazan for the High Holiday. So without any further ado, I'm pleased and honored to introduce the voice of Temple Beth Sholom for the High Holidays, Cantor Victor Geigner.
Thank you all. Thank you, Susan. So before starting, good evening, everyone. And before starting, I will probably add a little bit of what Al spoke about me, just a little bit. Some of the things I was going to say, Al said it already. So, so I've been a Chazan since a very early age. In fact, I got my first pulpit at the age of 16. And so I got that job by helping a friend who was a student rabbi. I needed someone to sing at shul because my friend, believe me, he couldn't sing a single note. So he asked me to go and sing for him. And as I said, Al, at that time, there was no cantorial school in Argentina. So I got my training from the old-time Hazanim, and then I attended the seminario. And so in 2002, because of the crisis, big economical crisis in Argentina, I was kind of forced to leave Argentina, and I decided to go to Bolivia first. And I was leading a congregation there. It was a very small congregation, so they couldn't afford having two people. So I used to do the whole thing. I was the colbo, I used the whole thing there. And I was the Chazan, I was the teacher, I did the rabbi job, even though I am not a rabbi. Sorry, it was yeah. So, and I was a madrich, I did everything.
I wasn't invited to Bolivia.
Right. If I
Yeah.
would not,
Oh, you
I would
missed
invite
me.
you. So in 2005, I moved to Fort Myers, and I got my first pulpit in the U.S., and that was a conservative shul, yes. And in 2008, I was hired to help Rabbi Fox, that was the rabbi in Lakeland. Unfortunately, he was very, very sick, so that's why they asked me to join them. And unfortunately, Rabbi Fox passed away right after I arrived, and I remained in the congregation in Lakeland for 5 years, also by myself. Then my last 4 years in the U.S., I lived in Seattle, Washington, and that was a 950 family congregation that was huge. And it was a reform temple. That was an experience for me. Um, this is how I decided to start playing guitar, because this is what they do. And so then when the pandemic started and everything, no one knew what was going to happen. I decided to go back to Argentina. And that was a really good move because I was able to take care of my mom when she got COVID. Fortunately, everything is fine. My mom is fully recovered. And I hope we have a great time together tonight. There are a couple of prayers that maybe, if you want, if you wish, you could sing along. I am looking forward to being with all of you during these high holidays, with my hope that along with Rabbi Altshuler, we can bring you a very spiritual and meaningful Yamim Noraim. So let's go. And if you let me, I'll play the guitar tonight. I'm not going to do it at shul, but tonight I will. So I would like to start tonight with the Ein Kamocha. As you know, the Ein Kamocha is the prayer we use to open the Torah reading service. And the melody that I am going to use is an Argentinian tune that was written by a Chazan named Teddy Horowitz, and it's an adaptation from the melody written by Solomon Sulzer, which is the one that is usually sung every Shabbat. And this is how it goes. Ein kamocha ba'Elohim, Adonai, ve'ein kema'asecha, malchutcha, malchut kol olamim, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Adonai Oz le'amo iten, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Av harachamim היטיב ברצונך את ציון, תבנה חומות ירושלים, כי בך ירושלים, כי בך לבד בטחנו מלך אל רם ונישא אדון עולמי. So the next, it's a piyut, it's a liturgical poem that we sang on the Kol Nidre night. The name of it is Ya'ale Tachanuneinu. During this prayer, we ask to be able to connect with God, with the Creator, at all times during the day, at nightfall, in the morning, and at dusk. The version I will be chanting was written by Cantor Hyman Peras. The piyut has 8 parts, and because it's a little bit long, I only put there 5 parts. Let me share with you a screen here. It's a very simple melody, and I will ask you to do a very single part of it. Very simple. The part is that one that is you see in parentheses, right? And it's in bold letters, yes? And I want you to sing that part. The Zoom has some delay. If you want to open your microphone, you can, or you can do it muted, up to you. No problem for me. But this is, let's give it a try. It goes like this. I will say the previous word, and the one in parentheses is the same word. And you need to repeat exactly the same melody. So where it says Veyerae, you have to say Veyerae and repeat exactly the same. So I say Veyerae, you say Veyerae, Rinuneinu, Rinuneinu, same. So all what is in parentheses and in bold, you repeat after me, okay? Let's do it. Did you understand my explanation? Good, excellent. Let's go. Ya'ale tachanuneinu me'erev ve'yavo shabbateinu miboker ve'yavo shabbateinu miboker ve'yerae
Yeherae,
rinuneinu
Rinuneinu,
ve'yerae
Yeherae,
rinuneinu
Rinuneinu,
ve'yerae rinuneinu adarev. Let's see if some people can do it. Only the rabbi was. Do it. Ya'ale koleinu me'erev ve'yavo tzidkateinu miboker ve'yavo tzidkateinu miboker ve'yerae
V'yerae
Yoneinu
pidyoneinu
ve'yerae Yoneinu
pidyoneinu
ve'yerae pidyoneinu ויבוא סליחתנו מבוקר, ויראה נקתנו,
Nakatenu,
ויראה נקתנו,
Nakatenu,
ויראה נקתנו עד הערב, יעלה הדרתנו מערב, ויבוא דווקנו מבוקר, ויבוא דווקנו מבוקר, ויראה
V'yirah
בקשתנו,
Bakshantenu,
ויראה
V'yirah
בקשתנו,
Bakshantenu,
ויראה בקשתנו עד הערב. Last one. יעלה אנקתנו מערב, ויבוא אליך מבוקר, ויבוא אליך מבוקר, ויראה אלינו,
Eloheinu,
ויראה אלינו,
Eloheinu.
ויראה אלינו עד הערב. Good job. So, when we do the service, I want everybody to sing with me. Excellent. Good. Okay. Next one is the prayer Hineni. The Hineni is a prayer, as you know, sung by the Chazan at the beginning of the Musaf service during Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. In the prayer, the Chazan, in this case, myself, recognizes that even though he or she is deficient in good deeds and unworthy of the task, he or she comes before God to plead with the Creator in the name of the congregation. The Hineni I'll be chanting during our Yamim Noraim this year is one that was sung by a very famous Chazan, Moshe Oisher is his name. I learned this Hineni many years ago when I applied to be the Chazan to the most important synagogue in Buenos Aires, here in Argentina. That synagogue by then was one of the most traditional ones in Argentina among the conservative movement, and they loved all types of old melodies. They had a special love for actor and Chazan Moshe Oisher, who visited that synagogue during the 1930s. Moshe Oisher was born in Lipcon, Bessarabia in 1907. He immigrated to Canada in 1921, where he joined a traveling Yiddish theater company. In 1932, he founded a Yiddish theater troupe in Buenos Aires, here in Argentina. After managing the troupe for 2 years, Oisher decided to return to New York to pursue a career as a Chazan. While officiating at the Romanian synagogue, he continued to act periodically. His best known roles were in the films The Cantor's Son in 1937, The Singing Blacksmith in 1938, and The Vilna Balabus in 1940. Throughout his career, Oisher made numerous recordings of both secular and liturgical music, collaborating on several occasions with Yiddish music greats, the Barry Sisters, and Abe Elstein. Oisher passed away on November 27, 1958, in New Rochelle, New York, at the age of 51. Yes. This is the Hineni. הנני אני ממס נרעש ונפחד מפחד יושב תהילות ישראל תהילות ישראל באתי לעמוד ולהתחנן לפניך על עמך ישראל אשר שלחוני אף על פי שאיני כדאי ויגון לכך אכן אבקש ממך אבקש ממך אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אדוני אדוני אל רחום וחנון אלוהי ישראל שדי היום ונורא אינם מצליח דרכי אשר אני הולך לעמוד ולבקש רחמים רחמים עליי עליי ועל סולחי בעבור כל הצדיקים והחסידים התמימים והישרים ובעבור כבוד שמך גדול והנורא כי אתה שומע תפילת עמך עמך ישראל ברחמים ברוך אתה שומע 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 For this Yamim Noraim, I will be singing both the Avinu Malkeinu written by Max Janowski and also the traditional melody. By the midpoint of the 20th century, American Jews were ready for a new kind of synagogue music that would represent the modern worshippers. Max Janowski, who was born in 1912 and passed away in 1991, was a Chicago-based composer. He created new liturgical settings in which cantor, choir, and congregation could all participate. His heartfelt setting of Avinu Malkeinu has become an iconic symbol of the best of Jewish music. When I learned about this melody, I heard it from, of course, Barbara Streisand, and it was when I was still living in Argentina before emigrating to the US. By then, I only knew the traditional melody, which I also find it really very beautiful. The truth is, I don't know who wrote that traditional melody of the Avinu Malkeinu. The earliest publication of the melody I know about is in the 10th volume of Otzar Neginot Israel from 1932, whose topic is Hasidic songs, in Yiddish Gesange der Hasidim. Please, you know it, so join. Avinu Malkeinu Shema Koleinu Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu lefanecha Avinu Malkeinu Chamol aleinu Ve'alol aleinu V'tapeinu Avinu Malkeinu Kale deber V'cherev v'rav Me'aleinu Avinu Malkeinu Kale kol tzar Umastin Me'aleinu Avinu Malkeinu Avinu Malkeinu Kodveinu Besefer Chaim Tovim Avinu Malkeinu Kadesh Aleinu Kadesh Aleinu Shana Tova Avinu Malkeinu Kadesh Aleinu Kadesh Aleinu Shana Tova Avinu Malkeinu Shema Koleinu Shema Koleinu Shema Koleinu Avinu Malkeinu Avinu Malkeinu Avinu Malkeinu Kaneinu Baneinu Yein Banu Masim Asei Imanu Tzedaka V'chesed Asei Imanu Tzedaka V'chesed Ve'oshienu Avinu Malkeinu Avinu Malkeinu Avinu Malkeinu Kaneinu Baneinu Yein Banu Masim Asei Imanu Tzedaka V'chesed Asei Imanu Tzedaka V'chesed Ve'oshienu Avinu Malkeinu Avinu Malkeinu. Next, I will do the Shema Koleinu. The one that I am going to use during these high holidays is the Louis Lewandowski version. I am sure you heard about Lewandowski. He was a Polish, German, and a prolific composer of synagogue music who was born on April 3rd, 1821, and passed away on February 4th, 1894. He was also a Chazan. Many of his compositions are still being used in synagogues around the world until today in Orthodox, conservative, and Reform congregations. Lewandowski's principal works include Kol Rina Utfila for cantor and Toda Vezimbra for mixed chorus, solo, and organ, 40 psalms for solo, chorus, and organ, symphonies, overtures, cantatas, and songs. During Lewandowski's life, there were discussions about whether an organ should be part of a synagogue services. Lewandowski was in favor of communal singing, and the organ for him was essential for this kind of singing. Eventually, organs became very common in synagogues around Europe. That is why Toda Vezimbra became very popular. And this is how it goes. Shema Koleinu Adonai Eloheinu Chuz v'rachem aleinu v'kabel ברחמים וברצון את תפילתנו. השיבנו, אדוני אליך, ונשובה. Kadesh Yameinu Kekedem. During Musaf, we have one of the most important prayers of Yamim Noraim, the Unetane Tokef. I am not going to chant the entire Unetane Tokef now, but only the middle part of it, Uve Shofar Gadol Itaka, meaning, and a big shofar will sound. The melody is an Argentinian variation of a melody written by Birbaum and arranged by Raymond Goldstein for Hazan and choir. And it goes like this. Uve shofar gadol itaka itaka vekol demamadaka Ishama, Ishama, Umalachim yechafezun, Vechilu rada yochezun, Veyomru ine yomadin, ine Badin ki lo yisku v'heinecha badin בכל באי עולם יעברון לפניך, כבני מרון. כבקרת רועדרו, מעביר צונו תחת שבטו. כבקרת רועדרו, מעביר צונו תחת שבטו. כן תבעיר ותספור ותמנה ותפקוד נפש נפש כל חיים, ותחתוך קצבה לכל בריאה, ותכתוב 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 את גזר דינם. And then the Rosh Hashanah, yeah, but that for another time. Now I am going to another piyut, another liturgical poem, but this one is a Sephardic one. The name of it is El Nora Alila. This piyut, this poem, was written by Moses ibn Ezra, and it is sung at the beginning of Neilah, at the conclusion of Yom Kippur. The piyut is recited as part of the Sephardic and Mizrahi adopted. El Nora Alila is part of the Machzor. I know in the US it's not there, but I asked permission to the rabbi to do it anyway because I really love this piyut, this poem. I'm going to share with you the words of this one. Let me put it here. Yeah, there. The different melodies used for the piyut, for the poem, come from Turkey, Morocco, Spain, and Portugal. And generally the melody for El Nora Alila is very lively and cheerful, as is much of the Neilah service as well. This is in purpose because at that time we are coming at the end of a 25-hour fast when the congregants are probably feeling fatigue and weakness. The meaning of El Nora Alila is God of awesome deeds. It consists of 8 verses and the chorus. The chorus means, God of awesome deeds, grant us forgiveness at this hour of Neilah. Each verse consists of 4 lines of 5 syllables each line. When we pray this piyut, we are asking the Creator to bless all of us at the time of the closing of the gates of heaven for receiving prayers of repentance. The hymn is one last impassioned plea for divine pardon in the last minutes of the Day of Atonement. The 4th line is always 2 words. The words in Hebrew are Besha'at Neilah. That means at this time of Neilah. And as you know, Neilah means closing. The initial letters of the first 6 verses of the piyut are Mem, Shin, Hey, Het, Zain, and Kuf, that together spell Moshe Chazak, meaning Moses, may he be strong, in reference to the piyut's author, Moses ibn Ezra. I am going to sing El Nora Alila now. It is a very easy and lively melody, as I mentioned before. Let's see if you can sing along at least the chorus that is repeated after each one of the verses. The melody is the same, 4 chorus and verses. So it's very easy. If you want, please join. El Nora Lila, El Nora Lila, Amtilano Mehila, Beshahata Nehila, El Nora Lila, El Nora Lila, Amtilano Mehila, Beshahata Nehila, Mete Mispar Krohim, Lecha Aimnosim, Saldim Behila, Beshahata Nehila, El Nora Lila, El Nora Lila, Amtilano Mehila, Beshahata Nehila, Shofchim Lechan Nafsham, Mechefisham, Bechachasham, Amtiem Mehila, Beshahata Nehila, El Nora Lila, El Nora Amtilano Mehila, Beshahata Nehila, Eyem Laem Lesitra, Bechaltem Mimeera, Bechotnam Leoru Legila, Beshahata Nehila, El Nora Lila, El Nora Lila, Amtilano Mehila, Beshahata Nehila, Konotam ורחם בכל לוחץ ולוחם אסם בהם פלילה בשעת הנעילה אל נור הלילה אל נור הלילה המציא לנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה זכור צדקת אביהם וקדש את ימיהם כקדם ותחילה בשעת הנעילה אל נור הלילה אל נור הלילה המציא לנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה קרנת שנת רצון והשמש העיר הצאן והאוליבה והעולה בשעת הנעילה אל נור הלילה אל נור הלילה המציא לנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה תזכו לשנים רבות הבנים והבנות בדיצה ובצעולה בשעת הנעילה אל נור הלילה אל נור הלילה המציא לנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה מיכאל שר ישראל אליהו וגבריאל בסרו נא הגאולה בשעת הנעילה אל נור הלילה אל נור הלילה המציא לנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה.
It's in our Machzor.
It is.
Every verse.
Whoopa.
It's in Lev Shalem. Do not
That's
worry.
good.
Not
That's
only
good news.
we have the Hebrew and all transliterated too.
Excellent. Excellent.
All set to
Excellent.
go. Page 407.
Wow. That's amazing. So,
Beautiful.
my last my last song, my last prayer is actually not from exactly for the Yamim Noraim, not for Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. It's actually a prayer from the Kabbalah. I love Kabbalah. I teach Kabbalah. I was Kabbalah student for a long time. And the prayer is called the Ana Bekoach, and is the most important prayer from the Kabbalah. And I will explain you a little bit about the Ana Bekoach. The Ana Bekoach, it is built around a sequence of 42 letters that are encoded within the first 42 letters of the book of Bereshit, of Genesis. This combination of sequences of 7 letters takes us back to the moment of the creation of the world. Every time we meditate on this prayer, we return to the original uncorrupted energy that created the world. This is so because the prayer is divided into 7 lines, which are directly related to the 7 days of the week. The energies of the letters go directly to our soul without us needing to understand the meaning of the words. They are truth that we cannot understand rationally because they are not words but codes. It's a combination of letters. Each line or sequence brings to us the cosmic energy of that day, which elevates us above the influence of the stars and allows us to control or modify our destiny if necessary. The Hebrew alphabet is not composed of common letters, but cosmic intelligence that are our spiritual DNA, the bricks and material of our universe. This prayer allows us to connect with the divine source of infinite abundance that comes from the Creator. In this way, we attract into our lives the necessary positive energies. In this way, we no longer suffer as victims of chaotic circumstances, and we become masters of our own destiny. And the Ana Bekoach goes like this. Ana, Ana Bekoach, גדולת ימינך, תתיר את צרורה, קבל רינת, עמך סגבינו, תרנו, תרנו נורא, אנא בכוח גדולת ימינך, תתיר את צרורה, קבל רינת עמך סגבינו, תרנו נורא, נגיבור דורשי חודך, כבבת שומרים, ברכם תהרם, רחמי צדקתך, תמיד גמלם, חסין קדוש, חסין קדוש ברוב טובך, נאל עדתך, יחיד גאה לעמך פני זוכרי קדושתך, שבתנו קבל ושמע צעקתנו יודע, תעלומות אנא בכוח גדולת ימינך, תתיר צרורה, קבל רינת עמך סגבינו, תרנו, תרנו נורא, שבתנו קבל ושמע צעקתנו יודע, תעלומות יודע, תעלומות אנא בכוח גדולת ימינך, תתיר צרורה, קבל רינת עמך סגבינו, תרנו גדולת ימינך
Thank you so much. I feel like we've been to Slichot services a little early. This has been a singularly enjoyable experience getting ready for the Yamim Noraim. It's been terrific for all of us, especially at a time when we miss Jewish music so much live. And I think you have infused a real ruach in so many people here tonight with the preview of what to expect on the high holidays. Eric, would you like to say anything?
Thank you, Al. Good evening, Cantor Geigner. And
Good evening,
good evening to you all tonight. It really is a great pleasure, Cantor Geigner, to speak to you again. I've enjoyed our conversations previously, and tonight was really amazing. You are going to bring such wonderful enthusiasm and warmth, and your synergy with Rabbi Altshuler is going to be amazing. To the congregation here listening to this tonight, I think we're in for a wonderful treat. And your very last melody, Anna Bakoch, is a particular favorite of my wife and I. And it brings back memories of hearing it in Johannesburg. And so it was just wonderful hearing it. But the whole evening was really remarkable. So I thank you all for being here tonight with Cantor Geigner and Rabbi Altshuler, and wish you all the very best for the coming holidays. Thank you all. Thank you.
Toda Rabba, Cantor. Chaver.